Beloved, welcome back to the shop. Are you completely fed up with the disorganization and chaos of your life? Well, this video is for you. We're going to be building an organization system for your shop or home that is going to be super skookum. Let me show you what I got done yesterday, and then I think we're ready to start assembling. What we're going for here is a NHL hockey room or hockey locker room. This is my take on NHL lockers. Now, NHL lockers, I went there because that's a sport where they have to deal with a whole bunch of gear. Look at that wide stance. Again, nobody's going to tip me over today. They have to deal with a lot of gear. They've got helmets, they've got skates, they've got all the pads. So it's very similar to what we do, dealing with dirt bikes and pads and snow bikes and just a ton of gear, goggles and all that sort of thing. So I went to their locker rooms, and that's where I found inspiration. I didn't have any plans or anything, so I had to kind of wing it. And yesterday, with the whole day, when you're building a project like this, when you're just creating something out of your mind, it takes tremendous thought and planning, because you can make decisions that will be in conflict with others. So you always have to be thinking, if I'm going to do this, how is it going to affect this over here? So not having plans and inventing the wheel for the first time is a tedious process, and that's what I did yesterday. So I didn't film any of that because I needed to think and plan it all out. Today's the fun stage where we get to assemble all of my ideas. All right, gentlemen, let's get to work. It certainly ain't going to finish itself. This was the original side panel that I measured, and I'm using this one as a template. So I've cut all the other ones to match this. All right, gentlemen, I think we're ready to proceed. We're going to start by building a curb or a toe kick. These are 2x4 studs I ripped down to 3 inches. The curb or the toe kick is mounted, so that is going to determine where everything goes. And, you know, this is the point of the project where I sit around here scratching my head, like, where do you start? You know, do you make assemblies or do you just start building? I can't think into the future very well. So for me, I just start building and then come up with clever solutions for my lack of proper planning. Since these lockers are bespoke for our particular needs, which are primarily going to be around motorcycles, snow bikes and such, that's going to determine, the equipment's going to determine the shelf placement. So each one of these lockers is designed to have 2 full-size helmets side by side, and with it'll all be wired up, so all the USB and everything will be here, so you can plug in your Sennas, GPS, anything that you need to recharge, radios. Everyone here that has a locker will have their own power so that they can do that. So I got 14 inches here, so helmets will go here, goggles, goggle cases, large stuff over there on the oversize, and then a flip-up seat on the bottom for gear to go in that cubby, and then several hooks around here for jerseys and enduro jackets. What's that mean? I just dropped this, and now I've got well, the battery came loose. We're good. So far, so good, gentlemen. This is going shockingly well. When you're just making things up as you go, I know for me, when I don't have a set of plans, it's already been figured out, I'm always kind of waiting for some sort of a major conflict, like something I didn't consider, where it's going to ruin the whole thing, but that hasn't happened so far. Let me show you what we're going to do for the bottoms, and then we'll cut the bottom pieces, and then we'll continue on. Something we want to consider is air vents for this lower box. This is going to have a lid and that will hinge up, and if you throw damp things in there, they could mold. So I see some guys put vents on the front here. I don't think that looks very good, so I'm going to do something a little bit different, a little cleaner. You see, Proho has a much more elegant solution. I ran the bottom short by, I don't know, 3/8 or so that there's a vent too small for things to fall out of, but big enough that air will come through there and keep things from molding. The final pieces we need to cut will be the seat or the lid, and this is 16 inches. I've got these piano hinges, and I thought what I would do is I would cut these, and then this will go up, park against the back there, so you don't have to hold it open. You can put your gear in, and this will close. So this cut's going to be a little bit tricky. This is a 15-degree angle right here, so we'll want to match that up. I held this part back so that this will be nice and clean with the front, the same angle, and then you've got a little bit of a lip that you can grab it and lift it up without having to have a handle on it. So that's why I set that back a ½ inch. I started off with 5 sheets of 3/4 inch 13 ply Baltic Birch. At this point we've used 3 and there are 2 left. So we will cut the benches out of this. Let's check our fit. Since this is going to be hinged, it's a little bit tight there. We want that to move freely. So let's trim just a little bit off of this. Ouch. Well, beloved, that's about all I have time for today. We're not quite finished, but I have to say that for not being a cabinet maker, I'm pretty happy with it. It turned out very, very good. I really like the design. I don't know that I would really change it. Well, there's a couple things I'm going to change. I didn't finish these shelves because I'm not comfortable with how close this is to my head. There's like an inch right there that I can see smashing my head when I get in a hurry, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is pull the shelves out and push it and cut them back a couple inches. These shelves don't need to be this deep. 2 helmets I could pick up. I could probably take off 1.5 inches, maybe an inch, not a whole lot. We could remove this, but I wanted this because we could put everybody's names on there. But I think I will take it back, even if I just take it back 1 inch. One last point of style, you'll see no fasteners, no screws, no nails. They're there, but I've hidden them. Either they were up above where you can't see them from ground level, or I hid them behind shelves or inside the cabinet, but just wood. So that's it, gentlemen. Until next time, I sure do appreciate you spending the time watching. If you haven't already, take a moment, click that thumbs up. We sure do appreciate that, and may God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.